Okay, so this is the Saasufy homepage. We're going to log in here. We can log in with either a blockchain wallet or with GitHub. So here I'm going to log in with a blockchain wallet because I have an application in here. Here we have our service URL, which we hook up our front end to. I can deploy, it takes under a second, and this is for a relatively complex application. Here you can see we have quite a few models or tables in here. There's one called account. This is where we store our account data for new users. You can see there are some default fields that are provided. And here there are no views, and there are some default access rules. And then there's some data. So this shows us the signups that we've received so far for this application. So they are automatically created into this table. Here we have a company table, company module, and you can see it has quite a few different fields, and those fields have some constraints. Got a few different ones. We've got strings and numbers. So Saasufy tries to be very simple with the types. There's just 3 types. So string, number, or boolean, and there's actually a lot of constraints that you can use to represent almost any kind of data with them. So here you've got the company views. Views are basically ways to filter the data. In this case, this is a view which allows us to filter company based on some tags. You can see you've got some parameters that can be used to parameterize the view. Here it's applying a between indexed filter, which is very fast on the tags and data group, based on data group. And here we apply a more advanced query here, which gives us more flexibility. And also we have an order by sort. One of the parameters, basically, we allow the user to tell us how they want to order this particular view or the results of this view. So here we've got the access page. So this lets us control how users can access the company data. And you can see you can provide some general rules that apply to the entire resource and also per field. So some fields can have different restrictions. Here you've got model field max cardinality. So that tells us how many of each item can be associated with a particular field. So in this case, an account ID can only be associated with up to 50,000 companies. Here you've got a few more constraints that can be specified, and here we've got a model, the referential integrity, which basically lets us ensure that, for example, every company must be associated with an account ID, for example, with a real account, basically, which is another model that we have, if you notice in the previous page. So we'll go back and see we have an account model, and so the referential integrity lets us ensure that company resources are always associated with a specific account ID. And here there are some more different ways to separate the create, read, update, and delete operations so that they each can be enforced in different ways. There are ways to constrain access based on groups, group membership, or group ownership. So basically it's just matching data from the JWT token against the data within the on the resource itself. So in this case, account ID is a very common one. Here we've got company indexes. So company indexes just allow us to perform the search very quickly. It's a very fast lookup functionality that it offers. And these are often created automatically first, but we can provide some specific ones. For example, make sure it's all treated as lowercase. So it gives us a lot of flexibility in terms of how we apply or how we expose the data. And here, this is some examples of company data which were recorded. And here you can see we can change the view of the data, and those parameters which we defined in our views can be passed here to allow us to see what that view looks like in practice. And each record we can open and edit. All right, so you can see here you've got company, you've got account, and a few other tables, and we can just connect them all up with referential integrity enforced, and also cardinality constraints, which lets us limit the spam basically relatively easily. Here, this is the authentication page. So we've got different JWT tokens, keys that we use, the secrets that we use to sign the tokens. Here we can expose the group memberships and group tables. If we click here, and these can be used to perform access control based on a group instead of based on individual accounts. So you can create groups and then group memberships. And then we can apply rules for accessing any other model or resource based on those group IDs or membership IDs. So here we've got a blockchain authentication providers. So these are just two providers that I support. And here we've got some auth provider. So we've got GitHub and Google. And here we can add a custom one called Keycloak. It's actually a universal auth system. So you can add any auth provider in theory. And you can provide the parameters there. Here at the bottom, we've got the HTTP API credentials. We can add new ones. So here I added a new one called Claude Key. And you can just copy that, and that lets Claude interact with the Saasufy control panel directly. And you've got some logs, which you don't need to use very much, but it gives you an insight into what might have gone wrong, if something goes wrong with one of the views, if something was not defined correctly, but it's relatively rare. This shouldn't happen very much. The Saasufy is designed in a way to be kind of foolproof, so hopefully you shouldn't run into too many complex issues. And here this allows us to provide some origins for the purpose of cross-origin resource sharing. And this is the billing section.